I've done these before, but I still feel weird, and like, I'll do my best.
Same, I'm not a trained actor.
Yeah, for sure. I think that makes us more endearing.
This is a killer studio, by the way.
Thanks, man, yeah.
The views must be so inspiring.
It's distracting a little bit. I come in, I have to put my blinders on.
Here with Brendan, AKA Frank the Ape.
That's me, Frank Ape.
You might have seen his murals all over the city. He is really quite prolific with his ape character.
Thank you.
That seemed to have grabbed so many people's attention all over the world, really. Full disclosure, I've been living with Frank the Ape for a good few years now, and I absolutely love the character. It does put a smile on my face every time I see it in my home. Can you maybe tell us a little bit about when you first came up with this character and when you realized that it's really becoming this great movement?
For sure. It was almost like a birth. Like, this character was just born. It wasn't really this pre-planned thing where I thought, oh, I'm gonna have this like career because of this character or something. It was just like an organic expression of whatever I was feeling. And I guess at the time I was in Brooklyn, I was in Bushwick, and I was really inspired by all the street art and stickers and graffiti and whatever else that I was seeing. And I wanted my work to be in this public setting and space, so I started putting my work up, stencils and stickers and wheat paste and stuff. And then when Frank was created, that became the primary focus of my expression. I was noticing people taking pictures of it and seeing, identifying with the character, and I've never had that happen before with my art. I never thought about selling my art. When people were identifying with it on the streets, it seemed like, oh wow, this could be the moment where there's more power to it than what I might have thought or realized. It wasn't like a planned out thing.
It seems like whenever we see Frank, he has a message.
Yes.
How do you come up with these messages?
The work starts here, in my heart, and depending on what's going on in the world or what vibe I'm feeling that day, I'm in tune with different things. You might hear the same thing in a movie or a song or something. You don't notice it, you don't pick up on it because for whatever reason, that's not the day. But then other times I'll hear someone say something and that's just it's so poetic or perfect or human, and I have a little list in my phone and I'll just write it down, and then I don't have to think about it because my memory sucks, so I'll forget it. So then later when I'm feeling like, oh, I want to do a drawing, unless I have an idea already and I'm sitting down to do that thing, I'll pick my phone up and I'll look and I have a list of a few things, and sometimes I look at them and they don't always hold up, and that's a good little test of like, oh, is this timeless or is it just a weird mood I'm in for 5 minutes? And if they do hold up and I still feel strongly about them, I make them, and that's kind of how it happens.
And so, like for example, when you get commissioned to do a wall, like that 100-foot monstrosity that's down there, is that something that you plan in ahead, or you do a study for before you approach the project?
Yeah.
Or is it more like intuitive?
I think for the most part with public pieces that scale, a lot more thought goes into it than just getting in the studio and getting a canvas or a piece of paper and just jamming out and trying to channel whatever I'm feeling at that time. Because I know this is going to live in the public space, and depending on what neighborhood it's in, different people are going to experience that and live with it every day. So I definitely spend a lot more time thinking about what I want it to say, and I love seeing people take pictures with it. It gives people a smile, and that's kind of what it's all about for me.
I see really a wide range of topics that you're touching on. They're all very sincere, some of them are more emotional, but they always have that whimsiness to them. How are you able to balance all these things? How are you able to be like so sincere and sensitive, but that whimsy all at the same time?
I guess sometimes when I'm making something and I have a feeling that I want to convey, but I don't know how I'm gonna express it, I'll put myself in the mind of me as a fan of art. Me reading comic books as a kid and thinking like, oh, like what would I really click with and see, and kind of appears in front of me. Like, I want the work to be simple enough that it reads right away.
If Frank could talk to collectors, what do you think he would say?
Oh man, don't stress and do your best.
Fair enough. Any other mediums or ideas or stuff that you're experimenting with?
Yeah, I've been for the past year or so working with this 2-part epoxy to make these paintings that are almost like relief paintings. They have another dimension to them, and I really love working with that. It's something about working with the epoxy makes me feel like focusing on these tiny little details, that's what I love, like it's almost like the appreciation of a miniature. When you're painting a tiny detail, you get in the zone, but when you actually have to form it 3-dimensionally and you're making a little boombox or a little hat with money in it because there's someone breakdancing in the subway next to it, these things you get even more connected with your subject.
Everybody that follows me knows that I'm a sucker for 3D art.
Right on, I think you'll dig them.
I can't wait to see those, and I'm very excited to hear about you working on them.
Yes.
And hopefully introducing my audience to them soon.
Yeah, I look forward to it as well. That sounds awesome. Thank you so much.